Welcome back to All About Money with me, Chloe Fong. Joining us today is French-born Hong Kong-based NFT artist Ophelia Jacarini, who combines digital technology with her ballet experience to create a new form of digital art. Welcome to the program, Ophelia.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you so much for speaking with us. And now let's also talk about the NFT community in Hong Kong. Actually, it's very, very interesting because by the start of last year, very few people know about the word NFT or the non-fungible tokens. But by the end of last year, over 24 billion US dollars have been spent on them. So what do you think that have driven the boom of NFT?
I think the boom of NFT was driven by artificially generated but astronomically priced images. As more and more people got to hear about those digitally generated images traded for higher prices, they got into the fear of missing out. And this has brought a lot of attention on the NFT and brought also a lot of interest from a wider audience.
Right. And how has this industry developed in Hong Kong, like in just this city? Are there many NFT artists like you here in the city?
Actually, there are many innovative companies based in Hong Kong that are operating on the cryptocurrency and NFT fields. I have had many chances to participate to events such as exhibition, NFT exhibition, and presentations of my work. This has allowed me to connect with more and more NFT artists in Hong Kong. I think indeed Hong Kong is a great hub for artists producing NFT to be based, as the community here is very big in compared to other cities. So I think it's quite interesting to be able, even though it's digital, to connect in person with crypto community.
Right. And why did you choose to come to Hong Kong, not other cities?
Actually, it was a little bit of out of the blue. I wanted to base myself in Asia, and I picked Hong Kong on the map. I thought I would only stay for 1 year, but I ended up staying for 7 years, and now I call Hong Kong my home. I really love it.
That's great. And how long have you practicing or creating NFT works in Hong Kong, in this city?
I have been curious about NFT since 2019. Back in that time, NFT was not as known as it is today, and I had much less information available online to really understand the concept out of it. But back then, my work really shifted from more traditional ways of making to digital, because I've been trying to capture dance movements and turn it into a sculpture. So the digital technology really helped me to do so. I think it's actually really interesting for me to be in Hong Kong, because lately I've been trying to influence the surroundings around me to have an impact on how my dance would be shaping a sculpture in the metaverse. So I dance in a proper Hong Kong environment, in a Hong Kong architecture, and that architecture influences the result of the sculpture that I create in the metaverse. So I really like to combine the physical world, which actually I am in Hong Kong, so it's the Hong Kong physical world, to the metaverse.
Right. And how would you think, how would you view about the NFT's existence or its creation to you? What does it mean to you? Do you think it's kind of like a game changer for artists like you?
I think NFT offers new ways of representation, and definitely brings more opportunity to share artist practice to a wider audience. This being said, my work kind of gravitates between fully digital to also physical, Therefore, in a logistic aspect, NFT doesn't really change anything for me because I still have to hand over the physical work. As I mentioned, I present my hologram sculptures in a frame, which is physical. But for those that are creating fully digital work, they kind of have to avoid that logistic of like shipments. And for them, it's really interesting to play around NFT. And I think in the future, we will see more and more use cases of NFT, especially in the metaverse.
And speaking of the metaverse, can you also briefly give us an introduction about the metaverse and how it is connected to NFT creations?
Personally, I see the metaverse as a place where you can dream whatever you want when you are awake. And it is actually a digital world that had allowed me to capture movement from a dance. I have not been able to do so in our world because this concept goes against basic physics terms, such as nothing is created, everything is being transformed. But in the metaverse, I'm able to kind of make my dreams happen. So this is why my practice really got into the interest of the metaverse and how to make my dream come true. In regards to usage of NFT on the metaverse, I think more and more museums and galleries are acquiring spaces there and building digital locations where they would be able to present artworks, digital artworks within that space. So I think it's really somewhere to keep an eye on if you're curious to see how it is going to be developed.
I know that there's also a kind of special connection between the artist and the collectors or the investors who bought your artworks. So can you also share with us who are the collectors or the investors of your artwork? Is there any special stories behind?
Yeah, actually, it's an interesting question. To be honest, I had presented my work over a solo exhibition about a year ago in Hong Kong. And I was explaining to the audience that I was fascinated into how to capture movement from a dance and my dream about how to turn these movements into sculptures. The exhibition that I held last year was only presenting photographs and videos of those concept of capturing movement from a dance. But I had expressed my interest into turning those into 3D sculptures. And it's only less than a year later that I have been able to show those 3D sculptures, yet presented in the metaverse and as a holographic form. But my collectors, they really saw the evolution of my work from 2D photographs to hologram shape. And I do believe that all the collectors that I have, they really generally like the process and following the journey.
Right. Okay, and let's also talk about the gender perspective in this industry because it's also, we have the International Women's Day this month, but usually in the financial area is pretty male dominated. I wonder, does it also apply in the NFT world? Do you think there are more men than women in this industry from your knowledge? And how do you think about the women's presence in this industry?
Definitely, I agree with you. The crypto and fintech industry is definitely male dominated. But this being said, I have had the opportunity to meet a lot of women in that industry that wants to help each other. For example, this Satoshi woman that advocates crypto literacy for women from all walks. They help them through education, providing access and inspiration, which I think is a very great idea. I am part of this community, and more and more support for women are out there to rather understand this world of the crypto industry, but also as NFT artists, we tend to meet up and share our experience, help in any way we can people that wants to get to know more about either process or just the world itself.
That's great, very inspiring. And also, can you tell us about your vision of this industry in Hong Kong? Do you think this industry will further boom?
I think this is really a great industry, and it's definitely gonna further boom because there's gonna be more and more usage of at least NFT on the metaverse. I am personally working on a lot of projects at the moment, and I'm very, very excited that I have been reached out by many institutions and people that wants to collaborate with me. So I definitely think that there's a big interest into that field.
And before we wrap up, can you provide with us a brief suggestions or tips for any collectors or investors who want to purchase NFT artworks? What kind of suggestions you will give to them?
Definitely, I would tell buy what you like. Also, this is a new kind of topic, NFT, and I think people that are in that field really like the aspect of the community and like to get together. So reaching out to the artist directly can be very interesting, or going to events when events will be able to be held after the restrictions would be a great way to connect to this community.
Great. Thank you so much for your time, Ophelia, the NFT artist who combines the digital technology with her years of ballet performing experience, and now who is dancing in this new form of art in the digital world. We'll be back on HKIBC next Sunday with more discussions on NFTs. Until next time, have a good night and stay safe.